Happy birthday, Sagittarius, to all of you born this week, and a special happy birthday to Bobby, whose birthday is the day before mine. He's the 11th, I'm the 12th. So for you guys, yes, I'm a Sagittarian too. Anyway, yeah, coming off that new moon solar eclipse in our sign and everything, I'm still buzzing, whatever. Anyway, okay, so that was really the only major aspect there was last week. Okay, so that's why there wasn't a weekly forecast. So now, everything kind of happens like this week. There's an aspect actually for each day except for, well, Thursday and Friday. But anyways, the aspects, this is for the week of December 6th, Monday, okay, through Sunday, December 12th. And on Monday, okay, we have Monday, December 6th, Mars in Scorpio, sextiles Pluto in Capricorn. On Tuesday, December 7th, we have Mercury in Sagittarius, squares Neptune in Pisces. On Wednesday, December 8th, we have Mars in Scorpio, squares Jupiter in Aquarius. On Saturday, December 11th, we have Venus in Capricorn conjunct Pluto in Capricorn. So if you listen to my tape on this aspect, my video on this, you'll remember that I said the first conjunction is on December 11th. Then it turns like retrograde, I think, on the 19th. Yeah, and then in retrograde motion, it hits this point again on Christmas. So there's another conjunction on Christmas. So somebody's going to be getting something pretty big, whatever, on that day. Anyways, on the same day, Saturday, December 11th, Mercury in Sagittarius sextiles Jupiter in Aquarius. And on Sunday, December 12th, the Sun in Sagittarius squares Neptune in Pisces. Okay, so I would like to also welcome all my subscribers back, and thank you for returning, and thank you for supporting me and my channel. And if you're new to my channel, if you like this video, please consider subscribing to my channel and clicking on that notification bell, and liking and sharing this video. Okay, so anyways, we'll go with Aries right away here. Right on Monday, December 6th, Mars in Scorpio in your 8th house, sextiles Pluto transiting in your 10th house of Capricorn. So, you know, your 8th house, Mars has been here for a while. 8th house is a money house. It's jointly held resources, though, that you may share with a partner, business and or romantic. It's also passive money, money coming to you through means other than earning it. If you had anything that was due you at this time, Mars in this position and being the natural ruler of Scorpio and right at home here in the 8th house means that you went after what was yours, what was supposed to come to you, okay? Now this sextile to Pluto in your 10th house of your career and professional and social status, okay, how you're known by reputation, it's your most public house in your chart. Anyways, you want whatever, you know, if you have some kind of promotion, or if you're in some kind of position of power, which if you aren't by now, I can't understand why, you know, because Pluto's been here for such a long time. So I would have to say that you're either being given even more authority than you already have, or you are being given access to something that helps you in your career in some way. It could be your employer, or it could be a client if you're self-employed. Even if you're retired or you don't work at all, you're still getting access to something. It doesn't always have to be money, okay? It could even be people helping you to help your career along, or your reputation in some way, help you achieve some kind of status, okay, either professional or personal. So on Tuesday, December 7th, okay, Mercury in Sagittarius in your 9th house squares Neptune transiting in Pisces in your 12th house. And also on Sunday the 12th, okay, the Sun does the very same thing. The Sun in Sagittarius in your 9th house squares Neptune transiting in Pisces in your 12th house. Okay, so, you know, the Sun and Mercury in your 9th house, it's the house of travel and communications, among many other things. It's also the house of higher learning, your religious and philosophical beliefs, your opinions even. The square to Neptune in your 12th house of secrets and, you know, confidences. Jupiter is about ready to move here, so you're going to be having some kind of help, at least one person in your corner or whatever, you know, helping you throughout this transit. But a lot of times, this combination is a little bit of maybe a white lie, telling a little bit of a white lie just to get by in some way or other, in order to, like, not really offend anyone or hurt their feelings. The 9th house is also the house of foreign people, foreign cultures, travel. So you could actually be in contact with someone who is from another country or whose background is completely different than yours. And so maybe you might say something, or they might say something that maybe isn't really acceptable, but you let it slide in a way, or you make up for it in some way or other, that this person doesn't feel odd, you know, feel like they committed some kind of whatever, you know, like everybody thinks whatever they said is stupid or whatever. Okay, so I believe that you'll brush it over some way or other. Okay. But again, this is happening behind the scenes. So really in your mind, you're like, why the hell did they say that? Or why did they even do this? Why didn't we even bring this subject up? Okay. So on Wednesday, December 8th, Mars in Scorpio in your 8th house squares Jupiter transiting in your 11th house of Aquarius. So not a big deal, actually. Any kind of aspect to Jupiter or even Venus is never really bad. Mars makes you a little bit more pushy in order to, let's say, like your 11th house is your house of your friends, and it's your most sociable house. It's social media. It's where you would normally go to hang out. So you may be trying to influence your group of friends to do something, you know, something that you would like to do as far as entertainment goes. Or you could be any kind of organization that you belong to. You might be trying to influence them in some way or other. Or you could be, you know, we're back to the 8th house and other people's resources things, you know. Somebody could be asking you if they could use something of yours, or if you could do something for them, or vice versa. You may be the one asking a friend or an acquaintance even. This is doesn't have to be a close friend. It could be just someone you know socially, asking them to, I don't know, put in a good word for you or do something on your behalf. Okay. On Saturday, December 11th, Venus in Capricorn conjuncts Pluto in Capricorn in your 10th house. And on the same day, Mercury in Sagittarius, 6th house, in your 9th house. Mercury in your 9th house. Okay, 6th house, Jupiter in Aquarius in your 11th house. So this is really good, okay, this Venus conjunct Pluto. Again, listen to my video on this aspect if you haven't already, okay? Because this is like getting a lot of really good publicity, and even if you're not in the public eye, there are still people that are recognizing you publicly. They're speaking very highly of you, you know, but this kind of aspect brings a bit of mystique to it, a little bit of allure, you know, where people wonder about you, especially your romantic life, you know, if you're married, you're single, they want to know more about you or whatever. If you're in a creative field, especially the arts, you know, any form of art, you're getting an awful lot of recognition for something you've done, or whatever kind of work that you do. Okay, the sextile from Mercury in your 9th house to Jupiter in your 11th house, I'd have to say is maybe good news coming from a distance. You know, again, 9th house is foreign anything, so it could be from another country, but it could actually just be long distance communications of some kind. that gives you like good news. Okay, 11th house isn't just your friends and acquaintances or whatever. It's also the house of dreams, hopes, and wishes. So there could be some good news regarding something like that, something you were trying to bring about. But it could actually be coming from a new friend that you've made while Jupiter was in this house, like all this past year. Okay, so for Taurus, on Monday, December 6th, Mars in Scorpio in your 7th house, sextiles Pluto transiting in your 9th house of Capricorn. So, you know, having Mars in your opposite sign for as long as it has been, like since last month, okay, means that people are being a little bit more aggressive towards you, like close relationships, okay, a partnership, business and or romantic, or a close friend. 7th house is also the house of open enemies, so there could have been somebody in competition with you for something. It could possibly be position, some kind of promotion or an award or something, recognition for something or other. But anyways, this sextile to Pluto in your 9th house, okay, of I'd have to say higher learning in this case. It looks like maybe you got the jump on anything when it comes to, I'll have to say close relationships, because you may possibly know a little bit more, or you're like kind of surprising one of your close relationships, especially, let's say, even a friend that you're pretty informed about, you know, a certain subject or other that kind of puts you ahead of everybody else, you know. It could be anything, actually. Your partner could be helping you even at this time with something. That the 9th house is the house of publishing, media. It's an internet house. Maybe you are involved in something that's online right now. Maybe you are even forming some kind of partnership with somebody that is in the same line of work as you, okay? On Tuesday, December 7th, Mercury in Sagittarius in your 8th house squares Neptune transiting in your 11th house of Pisces. And on Sunday, December 12th, the Sun does the same aspect. Okay, the Sun in Sagittarius in your 8th house also squares Neptune in Pisces in your 11th. So, you know, 8th house is passive money. It's money coming to you through means other than earning it. It's legacies and inheritances, insurance payouts, legal settlements of some kind. You know, it's even like from any kind of financial institution. It's money coming from a bank or a credit card company. Maybe you have increased credit or something or other, okay? But this square to your 11th house of your friends and acquaintances and whatever, you know, they may be wanting you to do something with them socially. The 11th house is like your most sociable house, okay? So they could be even wanting you to maybe attend a holiday party or something, or just go do something with them. But you could be telling a little bit of a white lie, saying that you really don't have the money to do something like that right now. And that could actually be true, but it could be that you just don't want to spend money doing something that your friends possibly want you to do, okay? On Wednesday, December 8th, Mars in Scorpio in your 7th house squares Jupiter transiting in your 10th house of Aquarius. And this is actually a very nice transit, okay? Your 10th house is your career and your public life, though. It's how you're known by reputation, professionally and personally. It's your status, okay? So I would have to say that you are doing something that I would think would be like impressing one of your partners, okay? This, again, it could be a romantic partner, business partner, a friend, or even a competitor is impressed by some kind of move that you are making outwardly for people are aware of it. If you do own your own business, you're doing something there that's enhancing it in some way or making it even more successful. Or you're adding something, let's say, like to your, even your personal life. There's something going on here that people are just recognizing about you. On Saturday, December 11th, Venus in Capricorn in your 9th house conjuncts Pluto in Capricorn in your 9th house. And on the same day, Mercury in Sagittarius in your 8th house sextiles Jupiter transiting in your 10th house of Aquarius. So, we're back to, you know, the Pluto conjunct Venus in your 9th house of, like, media, publishing. It's a long-distance travel and communication house. It's higher knowledge. It's your views on religion and spirituality and your philosophy on life. It's just like so many things. But I would have to say that you may have had a lot of involvement with someone who is from another country or comes from a completely different background than yours, or in your job possibly even, or just socially maybe, that you are in contact with someone. And it looks like they are, I don't know, wanting to either come and visit you, or you're getting a sudden opportunity to travel. It could be to visit anyone, but it looks like because Venus is involved here, that it's something fun. If you've created something, that like you've written something or whatever, anything that's about to be presented to the public, you could be even doing like maybe an interview or something, or letting someone know about something you've done. With this Mercury sextile Jupiter at the same time, Mercury in your 8th house, again, of other people's resources, I would have to say that someone is helping you in your career. Look, to me it looks like it's more than likely a friend. I don't really think it's whomever you work for. If you're self-employed, though, it could be a friend or a client. They're either adding money to or giving you money to expand in some way or other, or giving you access to something that they have that will enhance your position in some way or other, your status. Okay, could be professional or personal. Okay, so for Gemini, on Monday, December 6th, Mars in Scorpio in your 6th house sextiles Pluto transiting in your 8th house of Capricorn. So your 6th house, you know, it is the house of the kind of work that you do, the people you work with, like your co-workers, your work schedule, even physically where you work. But this is also the house of health and the house of service. But not, you know, because you have Mars here, I'd have to say you've been pretty busy working on something, even if you're self-employed, or even if you don't work at all, you're still actually doing some kind of work, okay? Even if it's around your home. So you've been actually like pretty busy. This is up just until the 12th, okay? So the sextile to Pluto in your 8th house of other people's resources and money. This is the house of inheritances and legacies and insurance payouts, legal settlements. You know, I would have to say that maybe you are clearing a path or the way in your life to you're preparing for something to come in, okay, that you've been waiting on. It could be an inheritance or something, or some kind of object, okay, because this is resources, the 8th house, okay. It's also shared resources that you share with another partner, but it's also shared debt. So maybe that's something that's you know, you're trying to clear up at this time, okay? We'll get to that in a minute, okay? So on Tuesday, December 7th, Mercury in Sagittarius in your 7th house squares Neptune transiting in your 10th house of Pisces. And on Sunday, December 12th, the Sun does the same thing, okay? The Sun in Sagittarius in your 7th house squares Neptune transiting in your 10th house of Pisces. So, you know, Sagittarius is your opposite sign. Mercury especially is bringing about an awful lot of conversations with your close relationships. That's what your 7th house is. Okay, this is a romantic partner, business partner, close friend, competitor, open enemy, something or other. This is having conversations with, let's say, specialists, you know, a physician, a lawyer, something like that. It's agreements, it's contracts of some kind, even if it's verbal. So that could be going on right now. You're in discussions possibly. Your 10th house is your career, okay? But it's also your personal status. It's personal and professional. It's how you're known by reputation, even in your personal life, not just your professional life, okay? So having Neptune here has put like a bit of a cloud over even you, possibly viewing your career as like not what you thought it would be, you know, after all these years or however long that you've been doing it. And excuse me, or suddenly maybe whatever it is that you do is in the public eye, I guess we'll say cancel culture, okay? Something like that, okay? Now, Jupiter's going to be moving here at the end of December, so you have a whole new thing coming in to your life and to your career and stuff. But I have to say, though, this is, with Mercury and Sun squaring this Neptune, it's the little white lie. It's not a big lie. Excuse me, it's a little white lie that you are possibly telling someone that's very close to you, okay, that you're doing something in your career, or some kind of new job is lined up, or new avenue or something or other that you're about ready to do, like in your career, or some kind of even personal move that you're going to make. And you may be just like telling them this just to get rid of them, just to get off the subject. But the thing is Jupiter will be moving here, like I said, at the end of December. So yeah, you are going to have more opportunity to do a lot of things in this area, okay? But the thing is, right now, you're just doing it to get whomever just to shut up and leave you alone, okay? So on Wednesday, December 8th, Mars in Scorpio in your 6th house squares Jupiter transiting in your 9th house of Aquarius. And I've mentioned this before with when other planets were here, like in November and whatever. Still having Mars in your 6th house of the workplace, I'd have to say that you are trying to get people there to do things the way you think they should be done, or you feel that you know more than they do about whatever you guys are working on. Same thing if you are self-employed and you've got a client telling you they want something done this way or other, or you did something differently or wrong with whatever it is that you do for them, and you're actually letting them know that that's not true, that you actually do have more experience in whatever field you're in, and that you're like more or less having to stick up for yourself or put these people in your place. But, you know, it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing, and especially the way you're doing it. You're not really being cocky about it. You know, you're just letting them know that you know what the hell you're doing, and they don't. Okay? So on Saturday, December 11th, Venus in Capricorn in your 8th house conjuncts Pluto in Capricorn in your 8th house. And on the same day, Mercury in Sagittarius in your 7th house, sextiles house Jupiter in Aquarius in your 9th house. So we're back to this 8th house thing again that I was telling you about, where with shared debt and shared resources, it's also like shared wealth, though. So it doesn't necessarily have to involve a partner, but it looks like, you know, that someone is aware of, if you are on the receiving end of some kind of benefit, money, or again, resources, access to something or other, You could even be having like someone putting in a good word for you, like setting up some kind of, I don't know, interview for you in the future. But it looks to me like, you know, if anyone is aware of any kind of money or whatever that you have coming in, that they kind of have plans for you with it. They would like you to travel, or would, if this is a romantic partner, they would like to travel with you. And if this is a business partner, if they would like to use whatever it is that you have now, okay, from this 8th house in order to expand the business in some way or other. So, but if it's yours, you know, and you don't really share it with anyone, it's something that's yours, you know, so you really have to think about how you're going to spend something, spend money or resources that might be given to you at this time, okay? You might have to think about, you know, is it worth it? It's not something maybe possibly to be shared because it's just for you. So, for Cancer, okay, on Monday, December 6th, Mars in Scorpio in your 5th house, sextiles Pluto transiting in your 7th house of Capricorn. So this is like really nice rapport kind of going on here with a partner. Okay, 7th house, or close relationship. That's what the 7th house is. A romantic partner or a business partner, close friend. You know, you have Venus here until March, so there should be like smooth sailing kind of like in this area of your life. But it's conjuncting Pluto, and that actually happens on the 11th. But I actually did a video on this very aspect, so you might want to listen to that because it's occurring in your house of close relationships. So you have a lot going on here, okay? Because, you know, Capricorn is your opposite sign. So you've had Pluto and other planets across from whatever planets you have in Cancer, right? Aside from your sun, rising sign, whatever, this whole time. So there's always been a very willful kind of give and take in any kind of relationship you have. Not just romantic, you know, it's friends too. You know, there's always, it seems like someone trying to yank your chain or trying to get... dominate you or something or other, okay? Well, this Venus conjunct Pluto here really brings a little bit more, I always say an obsessive quality. Okay, so again, listen to that video. But anyways, the sextile from Mars in your 5th house of romance. Okay, romance and fun, amusements of any kind, creativity, speculation, the arts, okay, children, anything to do with children, parties, you know, it's the fun house. So having Mars here since like last month, this area of your life should have picked up a little bit. And if you were romantically interested in someone, I would say that you made that kind of clear here with Mars. Mars is a kind of bold planet, you know, so it helps you to like take action, or especially if it's needed, you know. So sextile to Pluto, it helps in your close relationships. If you had to, even a collaboration, okay, on a creative project, let's say from the 5th house, and this sextile to Pluto in your 7th of partnerships. So it's almost like you're getting your way in however you want something done as far as creativity goes, okay? But if this is regarding a relationship, a romantic relationship, or even just a friendship, you're still like influencing this person in some way or other, and it's to the point where you're getting your way in whatever kind of relationship this is, okay? On Tuesday, December 7th, Mercury in Sagittarius in your 6th house squares Neptune transiting in your 9th house of Pisces. And on Sunday, December 12th, the Sun does the same thing. Okay, the Sun in Sagittarius in your 6th house squares Neptune transiting in your 12th house of Pisces. So Your 6th house is your house of work. It's the kind of work that you do, your co-workers, your work schedule, the very place where you work. It's also the house of health and the house of service. Service to others, okay? And when there's a square from the 6th to the 9th house of knowledge, higher learning, okay, universities, things like that, it's foreign anything, the 9th house. It's foreign travel, foreign people, people who live in another country, or anyone who has a completely different background than yours. It's also the house of religious beliefs and spiritual beliefs, your philosophy on life. Big travel and communication and media, internet publishing house, okay? So a lot of times, let's say like in the workplace, you are trying to influence your coworkers into doing something the way you feel it should be done, because you may possibly know a little bit more about the subject that you're, whatever kind of work it is that you do. You know, Jupiter will be moving into your 9th house at the end of December. So both of these planets will be here. And I've already mentioned, you might want to listen to a video that I did on that, even Jupiter in Pisces. With these two planets being in your 9th house of spirituality, and these two planets together, Neptune and Jupiter transiting in Pisces, it's like just screams, you know, religion and spirituality and whatever, okay? I have to say, like, right now, maybe you're even gathering, you know, people at work, people that you work with, or if you don't work at all, just people that you know, in order to possibly do, I don't know, some kind of charitable work, or you're going to work for a charity, or some kind of non-profit organization, or, you know, there could be, if you are trying to influence the people you work with or the company you work for to donate or do something on behalf of other people. Okay, a lot of times this transit, okay, the squares to Neptune, okay, from the Sun and Mercury, brings about a little bit of a white lie, okay, you know, so you may have to tell people, as far as your co-workers go, you know, that, you know, it's, I don't know, how involved you are or not with any kind of organization that does good works, okay, goodwill or something like that. Or you may even tell, you know, your co-workers or even your boss or something or other, you know, that something a little bit different, that they, or you would leave something out, okay, because you know that that would be like a turn off for them, whatever, okay. It could also just be the fact that you have more experience in whatever field you guys are in, and you feel you know what you're doing, and that they should listen to you when you're trying to give them instructions on how to do something. But if they don't, you may agree with them and say, yeah, I'm going to do it the way you guys are doing it, but then you'll just end up doing it your way anyway. Okay, and this is also the same if you're self-employed and dealing with a client, or if you don't work at all, this being the house of service to others. The same thing if you're helping someone at this time. Okay, they may even try to get you to do more than you normally would or can, and you may just like make up a little white lie to tell them why you can't, because you really shouldn't be doing it in the first place half the time. So they may try to get you to do more than you should, or more than you actually can or are willing to do for them. Okay, so on Wednesday, December 8th, Mars in Scorpio in your 5th house squares Jupiter transiting in your 8th house of Aquarius. And this is actually a very nice transit, okay? Having Jupiter in your 8th house of money, other people's money and resources, okay? Saturn here at the same time, you know, kind of put a little bit of a damper maybe on Jupiter being here, so it kind of evened out though. So you were given access to other people's things, you know, not just money, the use of whatever it is that they have, okay? So the square from your 5th house of, we'll say, creativity. Maybe you are you're working on something and you need, I don't know, you could even need money. Maybe you're asking for a grant or something like that, or you're trying to get a loan in order to further some kind of project that you're working on. Or if it's romance even, you know, at this time, whomever you're involved with could give you access to whatever it is that they have. They could even pay for something of yours, you know, let's say like even if it's just like a streaming service that you watch, you know, every month or something. So you're still benefiting in some way, even though this is a square, okay? On Saturday, December 11th, Venus in Capricorn in your 7th house conjuncts Pluto, also in Capricorn in your 7th house. And on the same day, Mercury in Sagittarius in your 6th house, 6th house, Jupiter transiting in your 8th house of Aquarius. So this is really like, you have an awful lot of power here in your close relationships with this Venus conjunct Pluto, okay? Enough to where you can convince somebody, you know, a romantic partner, business partner, close friend, or whatever. One of these, just a close person in your life, you can convince them to do something and to maybe even go halfers, you know, 50-50 on paying for something that both of you can use. It would actually be good for both of you. It could be something even in regards to your health, okay? Not just yours, theirs too. It's something, maybe even if you just like join a club or something, some kind of fitness club, or do something. You know, but you have an awful lot of power right now because of this Venus conjunct Pluto. Okay, it gives you in your 7th house. So you have a lot of influence with your close relationships right now. So if you're trying to get them to do something or to agree to something, it looks like it's going to work actually. Okay, so the 8th house though being a money house also, maybe they're just going to pay for something that you need done. It could be like in regards to your health. It doesn't necessarily mean that there's anything wrong with your health, but maybe they want you to like just go have a checkup or something. Or you could even be doing some kind of I don't know, enhancement or something to your appearance or whatever, and maybe they're going to pay for it. Okay. So for Leo, on Monday, December 6th, Mars in Scorpio in your 4th house, 6th house, Pluto transiting in your 6th house of Capricorn. And, you know, your 6th house is, the sun will be moving here shortly, you know, Venus is here, and whatever. It's your house of your work, the kind of work that you do, your work schedule, your co-workers. It's also your house of service to other people and your house of health. It's also the house of pets, okay? So if you don't have a pet, you know, I'm pretty sure you might be getting one. Maybe possibly for Christmas, okay? Some kind of gift. But Mars in your 4th house of your home life, your actual home where you live, the people you live with, you know, you could be, you know, there's been an awful lot of activity actually going on in this area as long as Mars has been here, okay? So you've been maybe making some changes in your living arrangement or even physically the way your home or wherever you live looks, remodeling possibly in some way or other, or I don't know, 4th house is also your personal life, okay? But maybe you are working from home when Mars has been here since like November. So maybe you've been working from home, your regular job, whatever it is that you do for money. Okay, so if you're self-employed, you've been very, very busy at home, okay? If you don't work at all, okay, you still have money coming in somehow or other, right? You have to have money to live off of. So that's kind of like, right now, you could have, let's say, the whole service to help someone else, okay, thing, where I believe it's a 50-50 thing. It's someone could be a relative or neighbor, anyone, friend, needs a favor done. They need some help in some way or other, and so do you. Okay, so you both agree to do whatever for each other, so it works out where you both benefit. It's a 50-50 thing. Okay, so now having it kind of is almost like it's not something that will last forever, but it might last for months, whatever it is that you're doing. Maybe you weren't aware that it would be as involved as it is. Okay, it could even be watching someone else's pets, or having them, you're watching pets in your home, or you're doing dog walking or something or other, okay? But it could be something like that, but also we'll go back to the workplace, though. If you're actually physically in the workplace, that there could be a real big attraction, or you could even have someone just like mesmerized by you at work, someone that you work with, okay? It might even be your employer could hit on you, but it could be somebody that you work with that you find out really is obsessed with you, okay? So on Tuesday, December 7th, Mercury in Sagittarius in your 5th house squares Neptune transiting in your 8th house of Pisces. And on Sunday, December 12th, the Sun does the same aspect. Okay, the Sun in Sagittarius in your 5th house also squares Neptune in Pisces in your 8th house. Okay, so this is kind of like a little bit of a white lie. It's coming from your 5th house of fun and romance and creativity, amusements of any kind, sports, gambling, so you could be, involved with someone right now as far as romance goes, or you could just be having fun, doing whatever, but you could be like gambling with, let's say, other people's money, okay, because the 8th house where you have Pisces is, it's other people's resources and money, and it's passive money. It's money coming to you through a legacy or inheritance or a settlement of some kind, legal settlement or insurance payout, increased credit or credit cards. So maybe you are really like charging up credit cards at this time, or spending money that maybe really isn't there or you don't have just yet. But you're telling a little bit of a white lie about it. You're not letting anybody know that you're spending this money, or you're using something, that it's none of their business probably anyway, unless it's someone else's money or whatever, a credit card that you're using, right? So it's just something like that. But like I said, you might tell a little bit of a white lie when it comes to it. If anybody wants to know where's the money coming from. Okay, so on Wednesday, December 8th, Mars in Scorpio in your 4th house squares Jupiter transiting in your 7th house of Aquarius. So it's not like a bad transit at all. Mars just, helps you to put, let's say, 7th house is close relationships. Okay, so if you're involved with someone romantically, they may want you to do something in regards to your home or make some kind of change or other. They may even be, trying to move in, okay? Or if this is a business partner, they may want you to do something like give up more of your personal life or your free time in order to do more with the business, take on more work or something or other. So it's not really a bad thing at all, though. Whatever it is, you are stopping or preventing from like going any further. So if you have a close somebody in one of your close relationships trying to do something, you're just stopping them. That's all. It's not like a big deal. Okay, it's not really a bad thing. Okay, on Saturday, December 11th, Venus in Capricorn in your 6th house conjuncts Pluto, also in Capricorn in your 6th house. Okay, and Mercury, on the same day, Mercury in Sagittarius in your 5th house, sextiles Jupiter transiting in your 7th house of Aquarius. So, you know, that we're back to, you know, you could have some kind of, if you don't have somebody that's, you know, madly in love with you at work, okay, it could be just something that you are doing at work, no matter what kind of work you do, that beautifies it in some way. Just due to the fact that Venus is here, it's going to be here as long as it is. You could actually be put in charge of some kind of project that, again, beautifies your business, the company business, or maybe kind of makes you a little bit of a social butterfly. So you're on the like that end of the business. Maybe you, I don't know, work behind the scenes, and all of a sudden you're out there, and your, you know, clients deal with you first, and before anything else happens, or whatever, something like that. You know, it could be. Again, we're back to partnerships though here too, with Mercury in your 5th house sextiling Jupiter in your 7th. So there could be some kind of an arrangement that you have with a close friend or partner that benefits you in some way. And it could be maybe you are doing something together. Maybe you've created something that you're going to, I don't know, try to sell. Try to, I don't know. It has to be something dealing with like Venus ruled things like jewelry or art, or any form of art though, actually. So it looks like whatever it is, I think it's going to be very successful. So for Virgo, excuse me, on Monday, December 6th, Mars in Scorpio in your 3rd house, sextiles Pluto transiting in your 5th house of Capricorn. Very nice transit, actually. You know, your 3rd house is your house of your everyday life, your neighborhood, your neighbors, the people that you would like encounter, or the places you would go throughout the normal course of your day. So having Mars here, you know, you've been pretty active, more or less, with you know, your own area, like having, doing an awful lot of things that need to be done, possibly, maybe even just running around, almost like if you had Mercury here, only with Mars here, you're actually like getting something done, you're completing something, more or less. This is a very nice travel house, though, the 3rd house. It's like local travel. It's a big communication house, though, also. It's the house of the written word. Maybe you've written something at this time. It could be like a really important letter, even, that's kind of like almost turns out to be a document. And whatever it is that you're saying could be pretty bold, you know, but it's the truth, more or less, you know. It could be many, many things, but you could be on the receiving or sending end of some kind of communication, okay? That it's like the truth. You're speaking the truth, okay? Not that you wouldn't any other time. It's just for some reason it's necessary for you to speak up at this time. It could be in regards to, okay, 3rd house is also siblings and cousins, but your neighbors too, okay? The sextile to Pluto in your 5th house of fun and speculation, gambling, entertainment of any kind, sports, did I say children? Whatever, romance, okay, romance and creativity. So, you know, I would have to say that something or other is going on here at this time, just because you have planets also in your 4th house. I'm getting to that in a minute, where you have Sagittarius. You could be having some kind of reunion at your home, or traveling to get to one, but it's close by. Could be a day trip, an overnighter, or weekend trip, something like that. But it's to have fun. There's something that you're, taking part in, possibly. Okay, so like on Tuesday, December 7th, Mercury in Sagittarius in your 4th house squares Neptune transiting in your 7th house of Pisces. And on Sunday, December 12th, the Sun in Sagittarius in your 4th house also squares Neptune in Pisces in your 7th house. So from your 4th house of your personal life and your home life, your actual place where you live, your family, roommates if you live with someone else, even if you live alone, it's still your family. It's your childhood, your past, like how you were raised, and also it's your personal life. So that's where all these planets are right now, right? And there was just a solar eclipse here in this area, so it's going to be pretty active, okay, your home life or your personal life for a while, okay? But this transit, a square from the Sun and Mercury to Neptune in your 7th house, is a little bit of a white lie, I think, okay? So maybe you are telling, I would have to say, 7th house, is your close relationships. But because we've got these other houses affected here right now, 3rd, 4th, and 5th, I'd have to say maybe you're telling some of your relatives that you're not able to do this or that, for the holidays because you have other plans, or you have something else going on, or you could even be trying to have like a gathering at your own home while excluding some friends or relatives or whatever that you really don't want to be there. You feel like obligated to get together every year with these people, because that's probably the only time that you see them. But the fact is, it's your holiday too, because it seems like maybe you're always expected to defer to someone else, to relatives or your partner's relatives or something, in-laws, whatever. Because, I don't know. I don't know why. Okay, I don't understand it either, because, again, it's your holiday too, and you should be allowed to feel or do whatever it is that you want to do, right? And why are you around people that are, like, such a pain in the ass anyways? What's the big deal? Why put on, like, a fake front? So this could be, like, one of the years that you stop all of that, okay? Enough is enough. Right? You're just going to do what you want to do. And you should. Okay, on Wednesday, December 8th, Mars in Scorpio in your 3rd house squares Jupiter transiting in your 6th house of Aquarius. This is actually a very nice transit. Okay, it's a square, but these two planets together usually bring good fortune in some way or other, even though it comes about in a roundabout way. Okay, so there could be something. 6th house is your house of work, the workplace, co-workers, the kind of work that you do, your work schedule even. So something could occur there, let's say, like even with another employee, or the company does something a little different, or they're going to change this or that, and not just you, but everyone else, is like in an uproar or something or other. But it all works out for the best somewhere down the line, okay? At least you're not as affected by whatever kind of change that may be going on there as other people are. Usually, in a roundabout way, it works out in your favor. Okay, on Saturday, December 11th, Venus in Capricorn in your 5th house conjuncts Pluto, also in Capricorn. And on the same day, Mercury in Sagittarius in your 4th house, 6th house, Jupiter transiting in Aquarius in your 6th house. So I actually did a video on this aspect, Venus conjunct Pluto, in your 5th house, okay? Because it's happening up until March. So it's going to be here for a while, and you might want to listen to that video, okay? But the 5th house is the house of romance, okay? And you have Venus here for that long. Okay, it's also the house of creativity, though, and fun. The house of parties, speculation, gambling, sports, games of any kind, okay? It's like dancing, entertainment that you do or attend, but it's creativity and stuff too. So I would have to say there's something going on here that, it's like kind of like a big deal. Either it's a new romance or a new creative project. Maybe there's a new member of the family coming in as far as children go. Or you're involved in something. Maybe you are writing a children's book or something at this time. But this is a very nice aspect, and with this sextile from Mercury in your 4th house to Jupiter in your 6th house of work, okay, the kind of work that you do. It's also your house of health. Maybe you're doing something physical at this time, taking up some kind of sport even, to like better your health, or for exercise, or if it is a creative project, you're making like some kind of an impact, okay, in something possibly that you're writing, okay, or collaboration even that you're involved in. But it's work. It's work, but it's fun, okay. So for Libra, okay, on Monday, December 6th. Mars in Scorpio in your 2nd house, sextiles Pluto transiting in your 4th house of Capricorn. So Mars in your 2nd house of income, okay, how you earn your money and your investments, values, your valuables. Okay, in your 2nd house here, having Mars here means that you've been a little bit more enthusiastic and active in going after either a new source of income or increasing your current wealth in some way or other. This very nice sextile to Pluto in your 4th house of your home life and your family, but where you actually physically live, okay? It's also your personal life and your past, your childhood. Maybe you are bringing work home, or you're starting at some kind of business or other out of your home. You're working from home. Possibly, maybe you never stopped. Even if you don't work at all or you're retired, there's still something that you've been doing while you're at home that brings in a new source of income. Could be like collectibles, selling things online, some kind of whatever it is that you have. Could possibly be on the internet selling some of your things. Okay. On Tuesday, December 7th, Mercury in Sagittarius in your 3rd house squares Neptune transiting in your 6th house of Pisces. And on Sunday, December 12th, the Sun also does the same thing. The Sun in Sagittarius in your 3rd house squares Neptune in Pisces in your 6th house. So your 3rd house is very big communication and travel house, and having Mercury here does bring about a lot more communications than you would normally have, a lot more running around in your area, your own neighborhood, more contact with siblings, cousins, your neighbors. But this, the square to Neptune, okay, 6th house is like the workplace, the kind of work that you do, your co-workers. It's your house of health, and it's your house of service also. Okay, so this aspect is Mercury and the Sun square Neptune, I always say, is a little bit of a white lie. You may be telling the company you work for or co-workers that you're unable to work on this or that day, or you can't do this or that or whatever, because there's something else going on possibly with your family. Maybe you're taking care of a family member or something or other, but maybe it is that you might have plans to travel a little bit or visit someplace nearby, like a day trip or something like that. But so you might just tell like a little bit of a white lie to get out of work. Okay, if that's not the case, the 6th house being the house of service to others, meaning that you do something for someone and they do something for you, like a favor. So it's like a 50-50 thing. But someone could be trying to get you to engage in some kind of agreement like that, and it could be a neighbor, okay, or a sibling or cousin. Okay, any family member, let's put it that way though. But it could actually be a neighbor too, even if it's just you watching out for their packages, you know, that are being shipped to them, you know, sitting on their porch, you know, I don't know, you're supposed to look out for their stuff or whatever so nobody steals it, or you're driving their kids to and from school or something like that. Anyways, you might tell them a little bit of a lie too, because you really don't want to get involved in anything like that right now, right? It's the holidays, you know, you don't want to be, I don't know, you got enough going on, you know what I mean? You don't have to want to be responsible for someone else's stuff, okay? So you may tell them some kind of little white lie to get out of doing that too. Okay, so like on Wednesday, December 8th, Mars in Scorpio in your second house squares Jupiter transiting in your fifth house of Aquarius. And this is actually, I think, a pretty good aspect. It's not bad at all. These two planets together sometimes bring about dumb luck, okay, accidental luck, okay. So I'm going to have to say that you could invest in, let's say, a lottery ticket even, or some kind of speculation in regards to like your money. You know, you could even, if you have some kind of own something that's like a collectible, something like that. You're not sure, you're not aware of what the true value of it is. You may decide to, you know, check it out, go online and find out whatever it is that you have, how much it's worth now, and it could actually be kind of valuable. So you may decide to sell something like that at this time. Or you could speculate in, you know, just by gambling and actually win something. Not big, not anything really big, but you could win, okay? On Saturday, December 11th, Venus in Capricorn in your fourth house conjuncts Pluto also in Capricorn in your fourth house. And on the same day, Mercury in Sagittarius in your third house, sixth house, Jupiter transiting in your fifth house of Aquarius. So we've got your third, fourth, and fifth house here with very nice aspects. This Venus conjunct Pluto in your fourth house of your family, your personal life, where you live. You know, I don't know, maybe somebody's proposing in a home setting. Okay, just having Venus here for as long as it's going to be means that if you are involved in any kind of romance or whatever, most of your time will be spent like in a home setting, at your place or their place or something, watching movies or making dinner or something or other. But you could get something really, really nice for your home that enhances it in some way, brings out real beauty about your home or makes it more valuable in some way or other. Okay, it could even be just like an appliance, or maybe you'll just I don't know, decide to get your carpet cleaned or something like that. But boy, what a difference, right? Okay, so anyways, the sextile from Mercury in your third house to your fifth house, Jupiter, is really good. It is like writing something creative, or traveling to do something that I don't know, it could be romantic, but it could be just like for fun. It could also turn out to be educational, or some way or other helps you creatively. Maybe you are traveling to collaborate with someone on something, some kind of creative project. But I would have to say, though, you know, both of these planets are travel planets, Mercury and Jupiter together. So I would have to say that you're either traveling to be with someone romantically, or you're traveling to do some form of entertainment. Either you're performing or you are viewing something. Maybe you have tickets for some kind of, I don't know, the theater or something like that. Okay, so for Scorpio, on Monday, December 6th, Mars in Scorpio in your first house, sextiles Pluto, transiting in your third house of Capricorn. So obviously very nice, you know, having Mars in its own sign, Scorpio, okay, in your first house, does really well here. Any kind of changes that you were trying to make, let's say like with your neighbors, your cousins, your siblings, you know, trying to get them to either stop doing something or start doing something, okay? Any kind of changes that you were trying to make in your neighborhood, with your neighbors, I would have to say. Maybe even in regards to your property or something like that. Or maybe a new business that's moved into a town, or a business that's already existed. Maybe you have something going on with them. You know, a different way of doing something. But whatever kind of changes you were trying to bring about within your everyday life. Okay, the third house where you have Capricorn and Pluto. Okay, it is your everyday life and the people that you would encounter throughout the normal course of your day. But it's also big travel and communication house too. So, you know, you could, I don't know. I would have to say the thing right now is even a communication with someone in your life, you know, could be a way of getting something to change. To put it the way you would like it to be. Okay, on Tuesday, December 7th, Mercury in Sagittarius in your second house squares Neptune, transiting in your fifth house of Pisces. And on Sunday, December 12th, the Sun does the same thing. Okay, the Sun in Sagittarius in your second house also squares Neptune in Pisces in your fifth house. Okay, so your second house is earned income. It's how you earn your money. It's anything you own that is valuable. It's your possessions and stuff like that. Okay, your fifth house is your house of romance and creativity and speculation, fun, entertainment of any kind, children. You know, this aspect, though, with a square to Neptune from the Sun and Mercury, I always say is like a little white lie. It's possibly you having to tell someone, it could be someone you're romantically involved with, or it could be a child, or it could be somebody that you're possibly involved with on like a creative project or something or other. You could be telling them that you don't have the money to pursue this thing or do whatever it was that you guys wanted to do, like for fun. You know, it could be telling them, even like a child who wants a certain gift or a toy or something or other for Christmas, you know. Like I said, it's the little white lie. It's telling them that you don't have the money to do this, or you don't even have the resources to do something like this. Okay, second house is also values, your personal values, okay, and how you value yourself even. So, you know, you're just like not giving up something. It's more than likely not worth it anyways, okay? But you kind of feel like you have to tell a little bit of a white lie to not hurt someone's feelings. Okay, on Wednesday, December 8th, Mars in Scorpio in your first house squares Jupiter, transiting in your fourth house of Aquarius. And this is actually a pretty nice transit, even though it's a square, just because of the planets involved here. Your fourth house is your home, where you physically live, the people you live with. It's also the property surrounding your home. It's your personal life and your childhood. You know, all, the people, like, even if it's like a roommate, okay, but even if you live alone, it's still your family. So maybe people usually gather at your place or other for the holidays on whatever day. Maybe that's something you would like to change, you know. Maybe you would like to have everybody go to someone else's relative's place, you know. Or, you know, I would have to say it just has something to do with family. Maybe they are traveling even. Maybe somebody's traveling. It could be a friend, though, not just family, wanting to possibly stay with you, you know, over the holidays or something like that. But this transit, though, usually brings about, like, dumb luck in a way. So whatever it is, you're doing in regards to your personal life or your home life or something or other. You could be making a move of some kind that you're not sure exactly how it's going to work out, and it actually works out for the better. Okay, on Saturday, December 11th, Venus in Capricorn in your third house conjuncts Pluto also in Capricorn in your third house. And on the same day, Mercury in Sagittarius in your second house sextiles Jupiter in your fourth house in Aquarius. So we've got your second, third, and fourth houses here. So this Venus conjunct Pluto, I did actually do a separate video on this aspect, so you may want to listen to that because it's in effect up until March. Okay, so it's giving you an awful lot of pull or a lot of influence in the way you speak or any kind of actions that you take at this time in your neighborhood or with your neighbors or just your area, your immediate area. Third house is also a big communication and travel house. So you may actually say or write something that really affects, Pluto governs large groups of people. Okay, so maybe you are trying to get something done. Could even be like zoning or something like that in your neighborhood. But you're doing it in such a way, Venus is like the softener. Okay, people view you as easygoing or something, or the way you're going about it is whatever. It could also be like, because Venus is involved, that you're trying to beautify your surroundings, the neighborhood, you know, not just your home and the property surrounding it, but like everything, okay? At the same time, you have Mercury in your second house sextiling Jupiter in your fourth house. Okay, so we've got Mercury in your house of money. Okay, with a really nice sextile to Jupiter in your fourth house of expansion even. You know, Jupiter was here like all year, so you should have expanded in some way or other. Bought something new for your home, remodeled it, did something, whatever. But this is happening right now even. You know, you could be spending money for something for your home, okay, or for your family, or you are benefiting in some way from your family financially. Okay, so for Sagittarius, okay, on Monday, December 6th, Mars in Scorpio in your 12th house sextiles Pluto, transiting in your second house of Capricorn. So having Mars in your 12th house of secrets and confidences and behind the scenes actions taken by you or someone else. Very nice sextile to Pluto in your second house of income. How you earn your money, what you own that is valuable, your possessions, even your self-worth. Okay, hidden talents coming to the surface. I'd have to say that maybe you are on the receiving end of some cash, something like that, something monetary, or you have made an investment that you're not letting other people know about. It's not like a very big secret or a big deal, but it's just not like something that you go around telling everybody, hey, I just did this or that or whatever. But it looks like it could be paying off. It was a good investment. On Tuesday, December 7th, Mercury in Sagittarius in your first house squares Neptune transiting in your fourth house Pisces. And on Sunday, December 12th, the Sun in Sagittarius does the same thing. It squares Neptune in Pisces in your fourth house. So I call this the white lie. Okay, your fourth house is your home life. Jupiter's getting ready to move here at the end of December. You know, you could have like, you know, at this time of year, families are like get together or whatever, usually at one person's place, or they may actually invite you to something that you're not interested in going to. So you may tell a little white lie at this time to get out of doing some kind of family-oriented get-together. And it's usually has something to do with the holidays, you know, and it's also like your birthday, you know, this month at any time. So it doesn't have to be on this day, but there could be something going on in regards to that where, you know, sometimes people use your birthday as a way to get back in touch with you, you know. A lot of people use the holidays in order to do that, but in this case, you're just like not in the mood. Maybe whoever it is that wants to get in touch with you and have like a little get together or party or take you out for lunch or drinks or something like that is somebody you I don't know, you're not interested. You're just not interested. Okay, so you may tell a little white lie at this time in order to get out of doing some family crap. Okay, so like on Wednesday, December 8th, Mars in Scorpio in your 12th house squares Jupiter transiting in your 3rd house of Aquarius. And this is actually a pretty nice transit, even though it's a square. But these two planets together usually bring about, I say, dumb luck, okay? Meaning you could do something that you're not too sure of how it's going to work out. You know, you got your fingers crossed and everything, and it usually does work out for the best. You benefit in some way or other, accidentally. Okay, so your 3rd house is like your everyday life. It's your neighborhood, your neighbors, siblings, cousins, the people that you would encounter or the places you would go throughout the normal course of your day. So, you know, you could just like benefit in some way just from doing that. Going shopping on this day, you know, even if it's grocery shopping, you know, you could run into somebody by accident that maybe's in town because of the holidays or somebody you just haven't seen, you know, in a really long time. So anything like that, you know, something, good fortune in some way or other. And it could even be good news. Good news coming to you possibly through the regular postal mail. But I think it's something you're going to keep to yourself. Could be some kind of communication even that surprises you in some way. Okay, maybe it's a surprise birthday card or I don't know. And this time there's money in it, right? That's the surprise. Okay. Anyways, on Saturday, December 11th, okay, Venus in Capricorn in your 2nd house conjuncts Pluto also in Capricorn in your 2nd house. And on the same day, Mercury in Sagittarius in your 1st house, 6th house, Jupiter transiting in your 3rd house of Aquarius. So we've got your 1st, 2nd, and 3rd houses here, okay? Venus conjunct Pluto in your 2nd house of income, how you earn your money, your possessions, your things that you own that are valuable. It is your personal values also. It's the house of hidden talents. And having this conjunction here, Venus is going to be here up until March. And I actually did a separate video on this very aspect, so you may want to listen to that. But you could be on the receiving end of some really nice gifts at this time. And it could be one really big birthday / Christmas gift, you know, some kind of holiday gift or something like that. So everybody born in December knows what that's like to share their birthday with major holidays. Okay, so if you do get something really big, and this has been going on since childhood, okay, that it counts as like a double gift. Okay, half birthday, half holiday gift. Okay, so whatever it is though, you may already own something. Okay, this is the house of possessions, and some of them are more than likely collectibles. Okay, even if it's vinyl records, but it could be anything that you own that has really increased in value somewhere along the line. So I'm sure you would look something like that up, you know, do some research, but you could be selling some things on the internet, online in some way or other. Again, though, I would have to say that you're just really on the receiving end of even from this Mercury in your 1st house with the sextile to Jupiter in your 3rd house. It's fortunate or good luck communications, or yeah, receiving something like really really nice at this time, even if it is a communication and not necessarily a gift, okay? And I'm sure I don't have to, like, tell you guys that, you know, play the lottery. It'll help. This is, by itself, Venus conjunct Pluto wouldn't be like a big deal for, in your second house for gambling. But the fact is, it's going to be here for a long period of time, so it's really digging its heels in, so I would tell you to play the lottery. Okay, yeah, I would. Well, I would, just because also it's around your birthday, and that always helps. You should always play the whole week, if you can, of your birthday. Okay, for Capricorn, on Monday, December 6th, Mars in Scorpio in your 11th house. Okay, sextiles Pluto in your first house of Capricorn. So your 11th house is like places where you go to hang out. It's your most sociable house. It's social media, but it's your friends. It's your friends and acquaintances, any kind of group or organization that you belong to. It's also the house of dreams, hopes, and wishes. Okay. So you've had Mars here since November, so you could have been, like, even just really active online on social media if you're not out in public. But if you are out, you've been really networking possibly, but just meeting new people or going to some new place or other. So anybody that you've been having contact with, especially under this transit, like you're having... you're making like a really good impression on them at this time. You're having it like some kind of impact with your group of friends or an organization that you belong to, okay? Mars in your 11th house is enhancing your personality, okay? Pluto in your first house, okay? It's making you appear to be somebody who's like, I don't know, professional, able to get the job done, reliable, whatever, but it's like how you're being viewed by your group of friends. On Tuesday, December 7th, Mercury in Sagittarius in your 12th house squares Neptune transiting in your 3rd house of Pisces, and on Sunday, December 12th, the Sun in Sagittarius also, okay, in your 12th house. It does the same aspect. It squares Neptune in your 3rd house of Pisces. So this is all happening behind the scenes. Okay, the Sun and Mercury in your 12th house to this square of Neptune in your 3rd house. And I call this the little white lie. Okay, now the 12th house is the house of secrets and confidences. At this time, you know, it could be something good though. I mean, somebody could be planning to, I don't know, take you out to dinner or lunch or drinks or something like that for your birthday. Okay, it could be to take you out though too. I don't know, to some kind of entertainment, to see something, you know, a play, film, I don't know, whatever. But that's one thing. Okay, also though, you could, because you have the Sun and Mercury in your 12th house of secrets right now, find out something about someone in your neighborhood, your 3rd house where you have Neptune, your neighborhood, a sibling or cousins, or something about a business in your area that is like a secret, you know, but it might not be like a, I don't know if it's a good or bad thing, but it could just be something that they wouldn't want someone to know. Okay, so let's say like with a neighbor, you know, you could find out something about them. And not like you were looking, it just seems like, you know, you could, you know, or you could even have like, let's say a sibling or a cousin or a neighbor playing like 20 questions with you, just trying to find out all kinds of stuff about anything, about you even. And you would, again, just, this is why I call it the little white lie, just to get rid of them or get them to shut up, you would just tell them anything, you know. And it seems to like, I don't know, make them like go away or whatever, or shut up, okay. Anyways, on Wednesday, December 8th, Mars in Scorpio in your 11th house squares Jupiter transiting in your second house of Aquarius. So this is actually a good transit, even though it's a square. It sometimes brings about fortunate action, you know, even though it comes about like in a roundabout way, because Mars in your 11th house, in regards to your friends may, let's say, like introduce you to someone or get you to join some kind of organization, and you know, you have to pay in order to do this. You have to pay some kind of dues or entrance fee or something or other, you know, but and maybe you don't think it's such a good idea at this time, but after a while it turns out to be like a really good investment. Just because the organization helps you, you know, in your career or your life or something or other, it helps you to get ahead in some way. Okay, on Saturday, December 11th, Venus in Capricorn in your first house conjuncts Pluto, also in Capricorn in your first house. And on the same day, Mercury in Sagittarius in your 12th house, sextiles house, Jupiter transiting in your second house of Aquarius. So, you know, this Venus conjunct Pluto, I did a separate video on it, so you might want to listen to that, because it'll really help you, considering this is happening in your first house. It's going to be here till, like, you know, March. This conjunction takes place on this day, the 11th, but it does it again on the 25th, Christmas, okay? So you're having like a real big impact on people. Your personality, you're very appealing right now, very popular, and this will like continue all the way up until March. So people could be, again, I say that maybe, you know, because of this Mercury in the 12th house of secrets, maybe somebody's planning something for you for your birthday, or they're buying you something that's like a pretty big deal that you've always wanted possibly. There, you know, somebody possibly just like doing something for you for your birthday or for the holidays, or you know, a just because kind of thing, you know. But you're having an awful lot of influence here, even though you don't seem to notice it or know it. Okay. So for Aquarius, on Monday, December 6th, Mars in Scorpio in your 10th house, sextiles Pluto transiting in your 12th house of Capricorn. So your 10th house is your most public house. It's how you're viewed by the public and how they speak about you publicly. It's your career and how you're known professionally and personally. It's your personal reputation also. Having Mars here means that you have possibly been going after a better position, or creating a better outward persona for yourself, or somebody that is pretty bold, or, you know, an achiever of some kind or other. And this sextile to Pluto in your 12th house of secrets just means that, you know, maybe there is somebody behind the scenes that's helping you to in your career, or to gain some kind of status, or better your reputation in some way or other. Or you are, I don't know, making some kind of plans in regards to your career that's a big secret. You know, maybe you're not ready to spring it on everyone, especially if you're not self-employed and you work for someone else. Maybe you're, you know, you're going to quit. Maybe you've been looking for another position. On Tuesday, December 7th, Mercury in Sagittarius in your 11th house squares Neptune transiting in your second house of Pisces. And on December 12th, the same aspect from the Sun in Sagittarius in your 11th house also squares Neptune in Pisces in your second house. So your 11th house is where you go to hang out, like with your friends. It's your friends, your acquaintances. It's the house of dreams, hopes, and wishes, though. But it's like your most sociable house. It's social media. You could be out a lot now just because of the holidays. So, you know, maybe seeing people that you haven't seen for a while, especially like old friends. The thing is, though, this aspect, I call it the white lie. Okay, so Jupiter in your first house, okay, it's going to be moving into your second house at the end of December, right, into Pisces, but it's still there right now, and you could have friends or even somebody new that you meet, and even possibly your friends like kind of coax you into joining some kind of organization, okay, but they could be I'm sorry, to Neptune in your second house. Okay, sorry, I was getting ahead of myself here. So yeah, the square from Mercury and the Sun to Neptune in your second house of money. Okay, how you earn your money. They could be trying to get you to do all these things, but everything that you're doing like costs money. Okay, so you could be telling them this little white lie kind of that you don't have the money to do these things, or you don't want to spend it for whatever reason. You could make up some kind of excuse as to why you're not able to do something, okay? Like with your friends, okay? Or, again, with an organization. In fact, I don't know, they may ask you to, I don't know, pitch in and help in some way or other. So it's not just money. It's trying to get you to get involved in something that you probably aren't really all that interested in, and maybe you just joined this organization just to do it, you know. Whatever. On Wednesday, December 8th, Mars in Scorpio in your 10th house squares Jupiter transiting in your first house of Aquarius. And this is like a good transit, I feel. Okay, it's almost like your actions taken in your career or your advancement, like in your personal reputation even, is like really being enhanced by your personality. You know, you're using everything that you have, not hiding your light under a bushel, as they say, you know, to like get ahead. And that's like what you're supposed to do, pretty much, you know. Especially if you're trying to get the attention that you need, okay, in order to move forward. Let's say, like in your personal life, even as far as your reputation goes, or in your career, okay. On Saturday, December 11th, Venus in Capricorn in your 12th house conjuncts Pluto, also in Capricorn in your 12th house. And on the same day, Mercury in Sagittarius in your 11th house, sextiles Jupiter, transiting in your first house of Aquarius. Okay, so we've got your 11th, 12th, and first house here. So we're back to, okay, Venus conjunct Pluto in your 12th house of behind-the-scenes occurrences, actions taken by you or someone else. It's the house of secrets, the house of dreams, the subconscious mind. It's the house of charity, selflessness, whatever. But I would have to say, you know, there's like a secret, you have a secret crush on someone, or someone has a secret crush on you. And this aspect is in effect up until March. That's how long it's going to happen, okay? So, like, this is the first conjunction. It will conjunct again on Christmas. And I actually did a separate video for this very aspect, so you may want to listen to that. Okay, because it could be even, if it's not romance, okay, there's something possibly creative that you're doing behind the scenes, not ready yet to show it to the world. It could be some big charity or charitable act that you're doing, you know, you could be helping a charitable organization, or you could be actually just helping a person who needs help, okay? But you're not really blasting that out there to the world, okay? Because it is, not that it's a secret, but it's not something that you go around just telling everyone. Okay, on the same day, though, with this sextile from Mercury in your 11th house to Jupiter in your first, means that, you know, people coming into your life right now, maybe someone new that you meet while socializing, even if it's just socializing on social media, online, okay, they really enhance your personality in some way. They help it to expand. Maybe they turn you on to something that you know, benefit you in some way, even if it's just like it's something fun, you know. Okay, so for Pisces, okay, on Monday, December 6th, okay, we'll do it like this. Mars in Scorpio in your 9th house, sextiles Pluto, transiting in your 11th house of Capricorn. So your 9th house is communication and travel, publishing, media, the law, higher learning, foreign anything, foreign travel, people who live in another country, foreign languages, all kinds of stuff. But having Mars here, I would just have to say that maybe you have been looking into, like, maybe some legal matters, or trying to learn something possibly on your own, online, more than likely, like watching videos or something like that. If you're not really just taking a class, you're trying to learn something that's possibly going to benefit you in some way, like not just professionally but also socially. At this time, with this aspect, you could actually meet someone while socializing out with your friends, or online, socializing online, that you know, they actually maybe have a group that exists, let's say like on Facebook or something, that you could join, that you know, helps you in some way or other, gives you a lot more information than you were getting online on your own. So on Tuesday, December 7th, Mercury in Sagittarius in your 10th house squares Neptune, transiting in your 1st house of Pisces. And on Sunday, December 12th, the Sun creates the same aspect, with the Sun in Sagittarius in your 10th house squaring Neptune, transiting in your 1st house of Pisces. So your 10th house, where you have Sagittarius, is your public, it's like your most public house, okay? It's how the public views and speaks about you, how you're known by reputation, professionally and personally. So this is also your career, okay? So Mars will be moving here pretty soon, so you're going to be even more active in, like, possibly either going after a better position wherever it is that you work, or if you're self-employed, going after some really prestigious kind of clients. Or if you were trying to gain or get the attention of the media or the public in some way or other, you're really, you know, even possibly going after some kind of an award, okay? You know, this could, Mars is still going to be here, like in Sagittarius at the end of the month, when Jupiter moves into your 1st house, okay? On the 28th, I believe. Yeah, Jupiter moves into Pisces. So, and Mars will be here up into, you know, into January. So, I mean, there's something really going on here with your career and your outer persona, okay? But this is a square, okay, from the Mercury and the Sun in your 10th house to your 1st house. So I call this like the white lie, okay? It's almost like you have to, especially if you're posting online in social media, okay? If somebody asks you something about your career, or anything, even your personal life, you may have to tell a little bit of a white lie, because other people are reading this. You know, like a lot of people give away way too much online. You know, they don't think anything of it. They have like their whole life like laid out right there for everybody to read about, right? So that's something that you really don't want to do at this time, because you are kind of like in the public eye right now, okay, with planets being in Sagittarius. So I would just, you know, you can avoid it in some way. You can I don't know, some kind of phrase or whatever, just to get, you know, get out of whatever kind of question that somebody could be asking you, even if it's like that 20 questions kind of thing, okay? On Wednesday, December 8th, the Mars in Scorpio in your 9th house squares Jupiter, transiting in your 12th house of Aquarius. So I believe this is a good transit, even though it's a square. But it usually brings about some kind of, let's say, fortunate action, okay? where there could be maybe a legal matter that you're looking into, or something or other. Ninth house, in regards to ninth house, okay? You could be making some phone calls even, or doing a little bit of investigation of some kind. But it doesn't necessarily have to be about legal matters. It could be about anything. But ninth house is also the house of knowledge. It's also a big communication house, okay, and travel house. So maybe you are making phone calls, you know, trying to find out something that actually benefits you somewhere down the line, okay, with this Jupiter in your 12th house. You know, something that you find out just from doing a little bit of investigating, that you might be able to use in order to, I don't know, move forward in something, protect yourself in some way or other. You know, maybe even make an investment, okay, that won't pay off immediately, but may do something like that down the road. Okay, on Saturday, December 11th, Venus in Capricorn in your 11th house also conjuncts Pluto in Capricorn in your 11th house. And also on the same day, Mercury in Sagittarius in your 10th house, sextiles Jupiter transiting in your 12th house of Aquarius. So this Pluto, this Venus and Pluto conjunction, I actually did a separate video on, because this aspect is in effect up until March. Okay, but it's exact on the 11th, and it's going to be exact on Christmas too. So something is going on here with your friends. Your 11th house is your friends and associates, acquaintances even. It's where you would normally go to hang out. It's any kind of group or organization that you belong to. It's also the house of dreams, hopes, and wishes. So you could actually meet someone at this time for the first time, and just you hit it off so well, you fall madly in love, or whatever. You're just like mesmerized by this person, or vice versa. Somebody could take a look at you and just, you know, you can't get rid of them after that, right? So it's something pretty powerful, okay? Or, you know, you could, I don't know, even run into an old friend or an old flame even while you're out. Something could happen while you're out, maybe celebrating the holidays or getting together with friends. And if you're not going out in person, this could actually happen online, on social media, okay? But the sextile from Mercury in your 10th house to Jupiter in your 12th means that you could actually be on the receiving end of some really good news in regards to your job, your career, or your personal life, or something or other that you're maybe keeping it to yourself. For now, you know, having Jupiter in your 12th house this whole time means that somebody could have been even secretly in your corner, like, you know, warding off anything that may have come, could have made its way into your life that would, I don't know, stop you in some way or not benefit you in any way. How's that? But a lot of times Jupiter in the 12th house is help from someone behind the scenes, and sometimes you don't even realize that there is someone actually doing that for you. So maybe this is the time that you find out, you know, somebody's been putting a good word in for you all year, you know, or watching your back, you know, something like that. So, I hope everyone enjoyed their astrological forecast for this week. Be sure to subscribe and like and share this video. Check out my monthly forecast. Check out Ask Me a Question in the description box below there. There's also a link to my website too if you would like to have your chart done. So, I will see you next week, and happy birthday to all the Sagittarians born this week. Goodbye.